Okay, mic check, mic check. Okay, so I am coming to you once again with a product that I've had since May of 2024. So yeah, a whole month before I purchased the Blackmagic full frame camera, I purchased this. This is the Interview Pro, 32-bit float, internal recording. This thing connects to all of the new-ish Rode systems like the Wireless Me, Rode Wireless Go 2s, the Wireless Pros, Rodecaster Pro 2, the Duo, Rodecaster Duo. It connects to the Streamer system. Now, I'm not sure about their newest product. I'm not sure about that one because I haven't really looked into that one, that little video switcher they have. But I'm pretty sure it might. I don't know. I just haven't looked it up. But anyways, so yeah, this is a very capable microphone. Now, listen, it sounds great. So I've used it once in an interview, and it was fantastic. The noise rejection was pleasantly surprising. Even though this is an omnidirectional microphone, for some reason, it does a very good job of rejecting sound that's not super close up to it. Even though I don't have to be close up to this microphone, but for some reason, it actually does a very good job of rejecting sound around it. Even though, once again, it's an omnidirectional microphone. How it's doing it, I have no clue, okay? I have no clue, but it sounds great. So in my opinion, this is just not it's just not an interview microphone. This thing goes beyond interviewing. It sounds so good that, and I'm speaking sounds so good from the price perspective. For the price and what this thing is, it's punching way above its weight class here. Like way above in sound quality, price to quality. Okay. I just have to say that because again, just because I haven't used it, because I don't have any good use cases for it, doesn't mean it's not good. It's fantastic. This will make a very, very great podcasting microphone. And I'm jumping the gun, but I just have to get to it because lately I've actually been debating with this microphone. I'm like, man, I used the Rodecaster Pro 2, and I used the Shure, what is those? The Shure SM7Bs. Yeah, I have two of those. I actually have a lot of microphones. I have the Lewitt Pure 440s, which I'm actually wanting to go back to because they sound so amazing. And yeah, all of that's going into a Rodecaster Pro 2. I'm just debating, like, this sounds so good. Why couldn't me and my wife, because we have our own podcast, why wouldn't we just use these? They sound really good. I would just record internally to both. But the only thing that's holding me back is the fact that I would have to buy another one. Like, I purchased this with my own money, and they're like $250 something, $260. I can't actually remember how much they cost. Well, let me double check that. Yeah, $250. Okay, so yeah, it's $250. Look, that's not a bad deal. That's actually a really good price for this microphone. For everything that it can do, it's fantastic. It has a lot of automated features in this thing. Like, you can just set it up to be like a regular microphone, or you can set it up in auto gain mode, and it works. Auto gain works internally too, for recording internally. That's what I have it set to now. So like it will, well, actually, matter of fact, it doesn't really matter with 32-bit float. I apologize. But I still think I have it set to that, even though it's at 32-bit float. But again, you have so much dynamic range when it comes to 32-bit float that you can adjust it, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's the luxury of having 32-bit float. Now this does have a battery, an internal battery that you can't replace, which, I've never actually found to be a problem with Rode products. Like, I have the original Rode Wireless Go's. They still work. I have not seen any battery degradation at all, even though I don't even use them anymore. But when I turned them on a few weeks ago, and it still had 100% battery. And I haven't charged them in like almost a year. Oh no, about 2 years. almost 2 years I haven't charged them, and they're working just fine. So I feel like, yeah, sure. If you do have battery problems, it's a hassle. You might as well just replace the whole unit, because what's the point of getting a battery replacement? It's probably going to cost you just as much as buying a whole new unit, and the hassle of freaking like sending it in and all that stuff. But from my experience, I haven't had any issues with it. Now I know that's, it's use case. It's if you're a professional and you're using these things every single day and you're charging them every single day, every battery has a life cycle when it comes to charging. Like, I understand that, and I get that point of view when it comes to professionals. But I mean, the life cycle on most of these batteries is in the thousands. So, you know, you probably can get a couple of years out of them, and you're probably going to be onto something new anyway by that point. But anyways, like, I just don't see, like, this has an internal battery. I think it's like 30 plus hours or 30 hours of runtime with this thing. Now, I don't think that's just like, hey, I'm going to talk for 30 hours. I think, like, if you accidentally leave this thing on, it will last for 30 hours. Now, I'm assuming that's what that means. I'm pretty sure, like, if you're recording 32-bit float, or you're transmitting to like a camera or something, yeah, it's probably not going to last 30 hours. It's probably going to last 20 some hours. Again, I'm speculating and guessing at this point. Now, the internal recording of this thing, I think it's like 44 hours of internal recording, which means, like, you're not in a day you can't fill this thing up. In 2 days, you couldn't fill it up. That's nonstop recording. No, you can't do it, okay? So anyways, maybe you could. Maybe you could, actually. My bad. Maybe you could in 2 days. But, okay, why would you fill this thing up in 2 days, okay? Why would you not be offloading? That's what you need to do with this. If you fill it up in 24 hours, yeah, you're crazy if you're not offloading some of the audio files. But anyways, so yeah, man, I think this is a very fantastic product. I feel like podcasting is a very good option for this thing. I know I probably already said that already, but I'm seriously debating it. I'm seriously debating if I want to use this for a podcast. Like, think about this for a minute. You're going on let's say a vacation, or you're leaving your hometown, getting on an airplane, and you're traveling to do an interview, right? Would it make sense to take something like this big giant, I mean, you can't see it, but would it make sense to take a big giant Rodecaster Pro 2, or take something as small as this and a few little mic stands, right? Like the little small desk stands. Like, imagine that for a minute. If you didn't have to take a Rodecaster Pro 2, which needs power, it needs external power. This doesn't need external power. Taking two of these microphones versus a Rodecaster Pro 2 that also needs XLR cables. It also needs microphones. So this is an all-in-one system, which is fantastic. Like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm selling it to myself right now. Like, maybe I should buy another one, even though I don't use it. But I do. Me and my wife do a podcast once a week, and I'm like, we should try this. I think I should try this. And, like, we have a trip planned to go back to North Carolina, our hometown. And I'm like, we could do our interview on these microphones. That's interesting. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, the $250 that this thing costs could be worth it. Because we could take this on the go. I could be sitting in the car with this. Now listen, the Rodecaster Pro 2, you can hook up a little battery pack to this thing and use USB Type-C. You could do that. but it's bulky. Like I said, you need XLR cables and you need microphones. That's all separate. But with this, you could put like a bigger windscreen on this thing and you're all set. Hey, I gotta go. Okay, listen, I'll see you guys in the next video. I think this is a fantastic product. I want to test this thing out. I'm about to test this out in our next podcast to see if it works and if I should buy another one. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm getting a little too excited. I'm hyping myself up, and I'm about to spend some money that I probably shouldn't be spending. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. What is there to come? I need to talk about the Deity Theos at some point. I've actually have not made a video about these things at all, and they've just been sitting in my closet. So next video will be about the Deity Theos. Finally, we're talking about the Deity Theos. Okay, see you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I typically don't say subscribe, but if you find this useful or entertaining, I know I'm probably a very boring person, but just subscribe if you feel like it. If you don't, hey, I completely understand. If you like it, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. It doesn't matter. All interaction is good. You can love me. You can hate me. Put it in the comments. Any interaction is good. You can help me. Thank you. Bye.